Hello, everyone. Just gonna wait a few minutes for people to join. Okay, let's get started. I am so excited. This is Shawan Burns. I am the founder and the CEO of Sugar Babies. Thank you for joining us on our first segment of meal planning. Your baby eats what mommy and daddy eats. Um, this I just had to adjust the camera. It seemed like he was looking in my nose. So your baby eats, or baby eats what mommy and daddy eats is our first segment of our meal planning. Um, a little bit background about Sugar Babies. Sugar Babies was our sole principle is to help mothers and fathers ease the stress of making choices by arming you or empowering you with knowledge about products and service available out there for babies. Um, Meal planning type things, it's only for you to make the best choices out there or best decision that's possible for your little one. Um, I founded this company because myself, I have two little ones, and motherhood could be very stressful. Being a wife can be very stressful. So I decided, hey, um, what's out there, or what kind of services or products that's out there to kind of ease my stress level in raising my toddlers. Cannon, my oldest son, he's almost 5 now. He suffered from severe allergies. He had severe protein allergies growing up when he was a baby. He still have some type of allergies now, and it's based off the environment. And he's borderline asthmatic. When the weather changes, he has to be on this breathing machine and all this good stuff. Um, and then my youngest one, Chase, he has a peanut allergy. Actually, all tree nuts he's allergic to. So that compounded with um, just feeding them in general was pretty stressful for me. Um, I worked every day. I spent an hour on the freeway, one way, and coming back an hour. So just imagine breastfeeding and actually having to get a toddler together. I had to wake up as early as 4:15 a.m. just to get to work at 7 o'clock. And by that time, I was pretty tired, or by the time 1 o'clock rolled around, I was pretty tired. Then I leave at 5 o'clock from work, and I'm on an hour on the freeway. And you think the hour on the freeway, I could kind of think about what I want to cook or feed the kids and my husband. And I came up with nothing. That was like my de-stress time, to just think about nothing and just to reflect on what I need to do for the or prepare for the next day. So it pretty much got to the point where we were um our main meals were McDonald's and Jets Pizza, because we know the kids like Jets Pizza, so that's what we fed the kids. And then we ate what scraps came to our way. So number one, we wasn't treating ourselves, our bodies right, because you really need to eat to live. I mean, it's a necessity, and what you put in your body really reflects on your immune system. It has everything to do with your kids growing, not only your kids, but for yourself. So this, what my whole purpose was in creating this, I wanted to, number one, ease the stress of meal planning. And number two is to save time. And number three is to create a more healthier life. And so you can make more healthier decisions. Because when you plan, you tend to make those sound decisions instead of rushing into things and just doing or making decisions because you need to make that decision, not because it was planned. And that's everyday life. That's not only planning your meals, but everything in your life that you don't plan, and you have to make a rush decision. Sometimes this may not be the most soundest decision. Okay, so let's get started. So I told you a little bit about myself. I, of course, my kids was one was allergic to protein, the other one's allergic to tree nut. Then we were introducing them to chicken nuggets and pizza, Jets Pizza. And when we did cook a meal like baked chicken, and we have green beans and mashed potatoes, they're looking at us like, what? We ain't eating this. This is not my chicken nuggets, or French fries, or whatever we were feeding them. They got used to eating crappy food. So this meal planning, stress-free. This is keyword, stress-free, free. If you're a beginner, if you have a young one that's transitioning to solid foods, or if you have those toddler ages where you really don't know what to feed them, and they're turning their noses up on things that you're trying out, think about stress-free. So I'm going to go through the steps that you need to do to create your meal plan, and it helps a lot. It's hard at first just to get going, but it does help. You save money, you save time, you save the stress about, oh my God, what am I going to feed the kids tonight? And this is the steps that I took to create my meal plan. So first thing you need to do is you need to take a general inventory of what you have in your refrigerator and your freezer. Because I hate for you to, go out there and create a list of grocery shop, and you already have that stuff. So number one, create a list of what we have in the freezer. I'm typing that out. Create a list, inventory list. So that's posted up. One, create an inventory list. So this will be available online. If you go to www.enhanceguru and click on planning, the planning icon, and I have a list of documents that you could steal off of me. You could download and steal. So I'm going to put that on here. And it's not posted yet, so you can't get it to it now. So enhanceguru.com and click on the planning tab. This planning tab has a lot of valuable information, not only meal planning, but I have some other stuff on there that you might find useful. So click on planning tab. You should be able to access all the documents that I have available for you to use. So you don't have to create your own list per se. So after I took a list of my stuff that I had in my freezer, this says freezer inventory, but whatever you have in your pantry or your refrigerator. Then what I did was I made a list of things that I cook on a regular basis. Keyword, remember, we're saying meal planning is stress-free. We don't want to be going on Google or the Food Network trying to find some fancy dish that we never cooked before. No, keyword stress-free. Reason why you want the meals that you already know how to make, because this is our first step. We're in the beginning phase. We never did this before. So the less stress that you have on yourself, the more likely you will be able to initiate it and stay consistent with you and your family. And I tell you, you could put chicken nuggets and French fries on there. If that's what you know how to create, put it on there. But we want it on a plan, because we want to decrease the time that we go to the grocery store, spending hours out of the time, because we don't know we don't have any direction, or we don't know what we're going there for. So I want you to write down 10 or 15 meals that you know how to create. 10 or 15 meals that you know how to create. If you're a chef and you're watching this right now, you probably don't need me. You probably already know, I got a meal that I'm going to create on Saturday and Sunday. That's our date night or whatever. And that chicken nugget meal and French fry meal, you don't think your husband will eat it? Honey, let me tell you, he'll eat anything if you cook it. So believe me, if you prepare it, they gonna eat it. And we'll talk about getting toddlers to eat good food, or transition them to good food later on. But 10 to 15 meals that you know how to create already, okay? Because we're thinking stress-free. So step 2 is make a list of 10 to 15 meals that we know how to create. Already. I'm going to put 10 to 15 meals we know already. That's the key words. I'm going to capitalize that, already, how to create, because we're beginners at this phase. So we want to be stress-free. So we don't want to be like trying out meals and get discouraged because your kids ain't eating your chicken Kiev that you decided to experiment on them. But we will talk about in other segments how to morph into a more healthier decisions and more adding stuff into into your meal. Hey Chanel, how are you? So once we get the 10 to 15 meals, reason why I said 10 to 15 meals, because we're doing the monthly schedule, because stress-free, we're doing the monthly schedule. We're not trying to figure stuff out every week. Only time that I want you to do every week is when you have to go to the grocery store, and off your meal plan, your weekly schedule, you're creating your grocery list. So this is my meal plan, and like I said, all these documents is on enhancedguru.com, and I got some my own nomenclature like MB and green beans, so, or COC, that's corn on the cob, so I know that's my own nomenclature. But once you got the 10 or 15 meals, put them in this box, in these boxes. This is a 5-week calendar meal plan, and on some of the days I put on there improvise, because let's get realistic. We're parents here. We're not going to want to cook every night. That's in a later segment, how to make meals so you won't have to cook every night, preparing those meals. But let's get realistic. Stress-free. We're thinking stress-free. Stress-free. We're being more realistic. We're going to be realistic. We don't want to cook every night. Okay. So on some days, like Saturdays and Sundays, I get some empty boxes, because that's the days that we're going to improvise. On the 5th week, I got 3 empty boxes. A lot of times we do have leftovers, so sometimes I'll make something out the leftovers. But look at on Friday. Friday, my kids love hot dogs and French fries. We do turkey dogs here. We don't eat a lot of pork, but hot dogs and French fries, that's on my meal plan, and it's easy. And you know who else eat hot dogs and French fries? My husband, and he's almost 50. So if the kids like it, no, if you will create it, the kids will like it. On other days, I do have, tacos. Tuesdays is my taco night or Mexican night. Quesadillas and rice and beans, fajitas. I'll make something with that. But this is not a detailed meal plan. And also on my website, you could learn what Shawan or the Burns family is eating, because I have this typed up on my website as well. Wednesday night is breakfast night. So every Wednesday we have some type of breakfast. This is simple and easy. You don't want to stress yourself out. The next thing that you want to do is, okay, at the beginning of the week. Now, so let me tell you that I have helped my husband. He's an active parent. He doesn't leave. Oh, you're the mom. You're the wife. You cook everything. No, he cooks about 2 to 3 times out of the week, and I'll cook maybe 2 to 3 times out of the week. So it's a joint effort. But luckily for me, he loves cooking and he likes going to the grocery store. So, but since I'm the planner of the family, if I don't create a list for him to go to the grocery store, he'll pick up a bunch of crap that we don't need. So, what I do at the beginning, it's either on Friday or Sunday, he decides to go to the grocery store. So what I do is look at my meal for the following week or for the oncoming week, and I'll look in my refrigerator or freezer to see if I need any of these items for the week. So that's one trip to the grocery store, ladies. One trip. We're not going to the grocery store. Oh, I forgot the milk. Oh, I forgot the eggs. Oh, I forgot the cheese. No, we're doing that once a week. I don't know how you could do it less than that, but once a week, because you got bread and eggs and milk. I don't know how many people eat those type of items, but stuff spoil, or you use that more frequently than others. So step 3 is, I'm typing this out. Step 3, refer. I'm going to put refer to upcoming meal plan and create your grocery list. So this grocery list is empty because my husband took the other one because we already been to the grocery store. But this document is also available on my website. And you see I have it designated what type of item it is. And on one of the bottoms, I don't know if you can see this, what's cooking for that week, Sunday, Monday to Thursday, just to remind myself, hey, we're cooking baked chicken that day. Do we have any chicken? Or if my husband, just to remind my husband, hey, if you want something special, because you could change out vegetables, to remind him, hey, she put broccoli on here, but maybe I feel like asparagus. Okay, so step 3 is to refer to your upcoming meal plan and create your grocery list. Hopefully, whatever that's in your inventory, whatever you have, you're creating that list off of, you're using up, most of those items that's already in your freezer. So you probably won't have a lot of shopping to do. So those are the 3 steps that you need to get well on your way to start meal planning. And your baby eats what mommy and daddy eats. I want to stress that because you have to be consistent. If you feed them chicken nuggets and French fries, and that's all they know, that's all they're going to want. Case in point, let me tell you a story. And when I was working out in the engineering field, I shared an office space with one of the ladies in the office, and she had 2 young kids. And her mom was, they went out on this day trip, and this young lady, she was all about, she's very health conscious. She did not feed her kids like processed food. And one day they went out on this outing. I think they were at the zoo or whatever. And the grandma, which was her mother, was trying to give one of the kids some potato chips. And he looked at his grandma and he was like, "What is a chip?" And the grandma fell to the floor. She was like, "Oh my goodness, don't tell me these kids do not know what chips are." So my whole point is, if we never introduce those types of foods to our kids, they will never know. So when a person tells me, "Oh, my kid only eats such and such," whatever it is, or "My kid won't eat vegetables," you got to be consistent. If we never introduce these bad foods to the kids, and not to say chicken nuggets is bad, because they got some, I guess, what is it? Antibiotic free chicken, Tyson chicken, and it's real chicken, I guess. But anyway, if you never introduce the food to the kids, they would never know about it. And if you want to change your eating habits and change your children's eating habits, the best way to do that is to creating a meal plan and stay consistent. When you create a meal and your kids don't eat vegetables, it doesn't matter what it is. If it's waffle night, put some peas on the side. Keep on reintroducing to them, and don't get discouraged. The more you introduce them and put it on their plate, eventually they will eat it. And then when they see you eating the fruits and vegetables, they tend to like the future fruits and vegetables. So just one quick little story about fruits and vegetables. So my son, Cannon, he's the oldest. He's 4 years old. He'll be 5. Cannon used to eat broccoli like no other. I mean, he just put it in his mouth. And this was before he was talking. He used to love broccoli. He still does. He still eats broccoli. He still will eat peas and all that good stuff, and salads. But my youngest son, kids have very different taste buds. So my youngest son, or their taste buds are more heightened than ours. So my youngest son, um, as a child or as a baby, when he was like on that puree food, I will feed him peas, and every time he would take a bite, he would like, and I'll feed him another bite, and he would, and so he really didn't like peas, but I kept on feeding it to him. And but he, every time he would take a bite and swallow, he would have that same reaction. But I don't think he knew enough to spit it out, because sometimes then he, was more aware where he could spit it out. So but I kept on feeding it to him, and for some reason he never spit it out. But so he didn't like peas, and as he got older, he was able to voice his opinion, and he still won't eat peas. I still try to make him eat peas, and he still won't eat it, but he'll eat green beans. So when we say, oh, our kids don't like vegetables, oh, they'll like some vegetables. They might not truly like peas, but like I said, you need to keep on being consistent, reintroducing them to these vegetables, and you will be able to get them to, at least try it, to make sure that they really don't like it. But your taste buds change when you're younger. So I would, my motto is, hey, put it on their plate. They're going to eat it. Don't get in the habit of making two separate meals. Oh, my baby don't eat this, my baby don't eat that. Put it on their plate. Now, when they're babies, that's different. If they have allergies, but when they're toddlers and talking, no, be consistent. This is on our meal plan. This is what we're making. This is what we're eating today. And my suggestion to you is, once you create the meal, make sure you have bread and some milk, so your kids won't grow hungry, but eventually they will eat it. And I know that's old school, and you got to really think about, did they have McDonald's growing up? Did they go to McDonald's every day, and did they have frozen pizza? Probably not. They ate home cooked meals. So stress-free, good to you, stress-free life. And it's not going to be totally stressful, because we're parents, we're mothers. But I want to send all my good to you, because I know how hard it is. And when you have multiple kids and trying to feed, please everybody, and then put a husband on top of that, you can't. So my suggestion to you is to make one meal, and or create your meal plan and make that one meal, and I'm telling you, they will eat it and they will love it. Well, I want you to stay tuned, or return. We are doing the same segment at same segment next week. Shannon and Chanel, thank you for joining me. I really, your husband hates going to the grocery store. That's funny, because, and Carrie told me he loves going to the grocery store because it winds him down. I said, okay, you sound like an old man. When that's not my highlight. I guess that's the highlight of his day, is going to the grocery store. But next week, we're going to be talking about converting our simple meal plan. Instead of like hot dogs and French fries and chicken nuggets, how can we make better choices of converting that chicken nuggets maybe into preparing a different type of chicken nuggets, or more healthier chicken nuggets that are processed chicken nuggets. So we're in the beginner's phase. So make sure you follow those steps. Go to my website. Those documents will be loaded tonight. Go to my website and print out those documents. And next week, we'll be talking to enhancing your meal plan to make it a more healthier meal plan. Thank you, everyone, for joining me. All right, I will talk to you next week. Bye.